sending Casey Plum the turkey. I seen T's in the chat. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next one. A New York City woman. A New York City woman throws drinks at throws her drink at a guy and punches the guy in the face. New York City woman throws a drink on a guy and then punches him in the face after she rudely walked past him, cut him off. He said, "You could at least said excuse me," and she replied with, uh, you know, obscenities, threw her drink on him, and then punched him in the face after he looked at her like, "Yo, you still could have said excuse me." Like, and his first reaction wasn't to even defend himself or to attack her. His first reaction, he stopped, caught himself, and was like, "You at least still could have said excuse me." So, do we send her to Turkey or not? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Do we send her to Turkey or not? Because me personally, I'm sending her all the way to Turkey on a first class trip. That's a fact. Shout out to Critical Rick in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Uh, one of our day ones in the building, man. So again, I'm sending her to Turkey. For those who just popped in, the question was send them to Turkey or not. New York City girl cut a man off. He responded, "You at least could have said excuse me." She replied with obscenities, threw a drink on him. He still after that he replied with, "You still could have said excuse me." Then she punched him in the face. So are we sending her to Turkey or not? Again, I said I'm sending her to Turkey. Again, so first of all, if you don't know somebody and you're cutting them off, that's risky business. That's super rude. And the fact that it's brother and sister, that shows the lack of respect that we have for each other. Not brother and sister as in kin, but brother and sister as in melanin. So the lack of respect that she had for him was out of this world. Then on top of that, him standing on business like, "Yo, you could at least said excuse me," and her response was to, basically curse at him and then throw a drink on him. What if she had herpes? What if she had herpes? What if she had HIV? I'm saying, like, one out of two adults in this country has herpes. So imagine the drink she throws on him had herpes. I'm just saying. And then on top of that, the amount of disrespect, you throw a drink on anybody, what do you think the response going to be? Let alone you're a young lady and you're doing that to a dude. In New York City, by the way, like she really tried it and got away with it because I guarantee you, most men would not have exude and would have been able to have that type of restraint. No way. No way. To throw a drink on a guy that you don't know, even if you threw a drink on a guy that you do know, that's still not wise. And you just throwing on a random guy in New York City. Like I don't people that's not from New York City, the reason why that's so pivotal is because New York City is the type of place where you could lose your life in an instant and nobody would know. Nobody would ever seen your killer because everybody minds their business. People could be walking down the street all bloodied up. People be looking like, "Oh, damn, I gotta get to work." So New York City is them type of places, and especially at night, you get folded up like a beach chair, and it's like nothing done happened. So I hope this is not a new trend where ladies are continuously to disrespect men and disrespect men that they don't know. You're putting yourself in harm's way. Don't do this. I will implore any woman that I love, that's whether in my family, outside of my family, to not respond this way. Keep it pushing. So her being on the wrong, him calling her on it, and then she punches him in the face. Mind you, he does nothing at all. Again, kudos to that brother because every man would not exude and not display that type of restraint. So again, I hope this is not a trend because this is going to leave a lot of people hurt. Seriously. Seriously. So this lady, I'm sending her straight to Turkey. The chat is sending her to Turkey as well. Shout out to Jose in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. So again, I hope this don't become a thing. No way. You can't do that in Florida. You can't do that in Atlanta. You can't do that in California. You cannot do that. You cannot do that in Texas. You cannot do that in Texas. Mississippi dudes don't play them type of games. Do that to a dude in Chicago and see what happened to you. See what happened to you. See what happens to you. Do that to a dude in Philly. Again, she did it to the right person in New York City because 9 times out of 10, what's that song by Boyz II Men? It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Trying to tell you, don't let that be a trend. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next one. Send it to Turkey or not. Again, type in the T's to send them into Turkey, or type in them N's not to send them to Turkey. Grown kids, grown kids, grown kids, grown kids, grown kids.